Hey guys, how are you doing? This is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. Hope you're doing well during this holiday season and you're not freaking out too much. We just came out of that full moon in Gemini and now it's in Cancer. And Cancer is the happy place for the moon usually. It's a very sensual sign. It makes you want to just feel comforted, lay low, be more in your home, feel that security, maybe go under a blanket, eat some ice cream, overdo it on food or snacks or something. But I mean, that's what tends to happen. Whatever makes you feel good. So if that is the case, that's okay. A lot's going on right now. The energy is super high. Mercury's gone direct. Things are going to speed up in the United States and everywhere around the world. I think we can all sense that a little bit. But we've been through a lot over the centuries in the history of the United States as well. We've gone through a lot worse. Okay, just remember that. Things are different now. We're the different people. We understand different things. We have more communication, more awareness. But today I'm going to answer a few of the viewers' questions. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. I see visions, I channel, I do remote viewing, but I also do astrology, hypnotherapy. I'm also like a life coach, not like a life coach. I am a life coach. And there's my personal scheduling thing in the description box if you're interested in that. But my goal here is just to bring some light, bring some positive energy into our world as best I can. Sometimes I call people out, people that are not speaking the truth and that are detrimental to us. And that's how I see. I think it's doing the work, Lord's doing God's work anyway. So, anyway, so viewer questions, inauguration. Somebody had said to me, I'm one of the few people that sees Trump being inaugurated. And I had originally seen some block in the end of December. And like a lot of the people online, I saw Harris winning. I also avoided some cards where I thought it looked bad for her, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to believe it. But that was a while ago. Now we're into this world, and I do see Trump going to the inauguration. But like I said, there's something dark at the end of December that's being dismantled, that he was blocking him. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but there's something that's happening at the beginning of January that I sense there's going to be, I don't want to say surprising or shocking. And it may have to do with January 6th. Or maybe they're going to announce some plans for his presidency that people are going to go, what the hell? Anyway, I think that might be something. Or maybe he's talking about, pardoning a bunch of those people. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that. I also sense when he had that press conference at Mar-a-Lago, was it yesterday or the day before? I feel like his mood is even more intense. He's got I keep hearing the word guardrails all the time when people talk about it on the news. And I'm not liking that word anymore because it feels like it's lost its potency. I feel like he's lost any filter. He's lost any moral or ethical boundaries that were imaginary or we hoped he'd have, but they're not there anymore. So he is full on Trump at his worst. And his dementia's kicking in, so he's lost a lot of awarenesses, and he's going to be more tired, and he's going to get more irritable and that sort of thing. So I saw this sense of irritation in him even more the other day. And I'm going to look into that. And is he going to get sworn in as president? Somebody asked about, I think Chris asked about the FDIC, and that he's mentioned taking that apart. And it was, I think she said something, about they put it after the Great Depression, so it would help give people a sense of comfort knowing that their funds are insured. So we're going to look into that. And then the vets, he's talking about, I looked into Social Security and Medicare, but the VA, I think it's been better. So I'm going to look into that and see if that's going to get stripped or what's going to happen with our poor veterans that seem to lose out in the long run a lot of the time. And many don't complain. They just do what they do. So sadly, I'll look into that. Otherwise, hope you guys are doing what you need to comfort yourself, taking good care of yourself. I am going to continue to do these through the holidays on and off, depending on our schedule. And then I forgot I was going to look into Rachel Maddows, she was tearful last night on her show. She ended up having to hand it off to Lawrence O'Donnell quicker than she wanted to because she was talking about the Texas shelters for the babies. And she got really teary-eyed and sad about it. So I'm going to look into that and see what the future of that is. Also, Germany is going through their chancellor or prime minister. He had a lost confidence vote. He's lost the confidence of his party or the people, so the parliament or whatever it is. So I'm going to take a peek into that. I'm really not aware completely, but sometimes I just get into the energy of a situation, and sometimes it looks like food and stuff. So I'll try that. And I just wanted to add that. All right, let's go. Okay, let's get started. One of my clients had just told me that she said, I forget who she said, psychics on YouTube. And I know this is true, that some of them are saying that some announcement's going to happen. We're going to find out something secret, and that Biden is going to, they've been prepping us for this big announcement that Trump won't get in office. I hope I'm not right. I hope I am wrong. Same as not being right, but thank you again for coming by. I forgot to mention that. Thank you for all my new subscribers. If you're new to here, I see visions and talk about current events and do that kind of stuff. And so what I saw is he's still feisty and angry. If I'm in his energy, actually, I do hear him. I feel somebody's whispering in his ear because I got in his energy remotely, depending on the day, right? But when I'm in his energy right now, he is getting a whisper. He's getting talked to in this ear. And it's something he doesn't like, something that he's not happy about. I think it has to do with senators not agreeing with something that he wants to do, or, he was heard in the halls or whoever that he can't do something. But I also feel like, okay, let's do this. Like he's not hard about it. I'm sorry, that's very vague, but I don't know what it is. Is it about any of your cabinet picks? Yes, it's about one of the cabinet picks. It's about Hegseth, I think. He's hearing a little whisper about something, some other thing that's occurring. And he's sticking by him. But anyway, I don't want to get into Hegseth. But is the inauguration still going to happen? Like I said, something in December, something in January. And I see it happening, but very chaotic and very protesty. It's not at the point of violence, but I do feel like there's a lot of amped up energy right now and in the future. People are scared, and it seems like he's lining up all these very bad people, bad choices. And in a way, I thought about this earlier. It's good because he's making it seem so scary way ahead of time. So people, maybe some of his allies in Congress or in the Senate might go, wait a minute, that's a little too extreme. So it might be a good thing because it's scaring them a little bit more than they would have been normally. So that might be good. I still see the inauguration happening. I don't think he's going to make it past, a few more months after that, but Knight of Swords and something happening quickly. Threes, Pentacles, and Wands. Yeah. This one wants to come. King of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, I see it happening, guys. Sorry. Hope it's not right. Hope I'm wrong. And his mood and sworn in, I just feel like it's going to be so angry and so insane. Just like his first one about the carnage in the U.S. and everything like that. I feel like he's going to go on that path, the war path. And I'm sorry. We're going to get through it, though. Just, it's okay. And like I said, though, I think they are preparing, though. Biden's administration, they're already selling those walls, those chunks of walls off for $5 or auctioning them off, which is awesome. Down in Mexico or Arizona side of Mexico, they're auctioning these big chunks of wall off. They're sending them away so he can't use them or make money off of them. So Biden is getting them all taken away, and they're not going to be used. So that's really smart. I'm really glad he's doing that. And yeah, I'm a little unfocused. My brain's a little fuzzy. So again, Biden is working on things behind the scenes. Senators are working on things behind the scenes to prepare and block a lot of these nefarious and troublesome choices they're going to make in the cabinet, choices in the different departments, the EPA, the federal or the Treasury, different things that are in. They're going to put a lot of seeing them throw down one of those scatter sticks that police throw down to get somebody to run over and their tires popped. That's what I think, something like that. They're going to really put out a lot of that. And they'll complain. Trump will say it was, unconstitutional. And he also was denied by Judge Merchan that his case was going to be dismissed, the felony counts. So yes, somebody asked about him being a felon. I don't think they're going to dismiss the case. I think they're going to keep at it for years and years. I don't think they're going to dismiss it. It's just going to sit in limbo because it's on appeals. And he is a felon. I don't understand it. I don't know how he can enter other countries when you're a felon and travel. Okay, FDIC. Let's look at, somebody was asking about the FDIC, Federal Insurance Commission, Federal Banking. Well, they do want to rearrange it. I feel like I'm looking at a shell game or those little square puzzle things with the numbers and you have to move them all in order. I feel like he's doing that. He's moving all these different things like within the square. Like you can't get out of it, but it's within this box that he's going to have. This limitation, this constitutional limits that he has. And he's moving these little pieces around to see if he can play some sort of game and get more money channeled from here or unleash some regulations in the banks, or get rid of the Treasury Secretary and him being in charge of all that money. Because that's just, he's salivating at all that money and all those people. At this moment, I don't see that being changed much at this moment. I don't feel like that is in the books to be changed right now. Remember, when he takes office, if he takes office, it's going to be chaos and there's going to be 1,000 things happening at once. Some of it's distraction, some of it's purposeful, but it will cause everybody to slow down and not accept everything because of the chaos. And it'll be too much, too fast, too crazy. So that's going to be actually a good thing. Vets. Will he take away some of the vets? It seemed like the Medicaid. He is. I feel like he is going to. He says he's for veterans and they vote for him. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because he lies and they believe him. I believe that. And they think they're patriotic. And those are the same people that would fight for us. And I'm proud of that. And they've been gaslit. That's all that I can say about that for the most part. Some of them may actually are hateful, but I think most of them are just, they believe him. And they want some strong person in leadership that's going to knock heads around, which regardless of all the other stuff he does, they want that. The Veterans Administration, the healthcare, it's like Medicaid. They're going to shift. They're going to try and consolidate. They are going to remove or close down little clinics or eliminate costs. There are a lot of cost-cutting measures for vets that are not going to be popular. And our poor vets don't deserve that. I feel like we're going to go back to a time where they're all waiting in hallways and they don't get any care. Yeah, it's going to be the same, like I said the other day, with Reagan cutting all these costs in like mental institutions and different programs, and he's gonna go through, and I don't know if Elon Musk will have anything to do with that, but who was born in another country? Somebody reminded me, I think South Africa. Can't be president, but he sure can be involved. I think it's not a cabinet position. I don't know. I'm sure that'll be coming up as a question and invisibility. Actually, they are going to propose stuff. I see it now. They are going to propose a bunch, but they're not going to go into, they're not going to be enforced yet. I think it's down the years, like a few years from now. I think they're going to phase out something. It's like that Social Security thing. Yeah, fool. Taken to be a fool. Queen of Cups, Two of Wands. Yeah, I don't know if the Veterans Administration is a woman, but he's got a partner, and they are not going to be happy about it, and it's very secretive, and it's sneaky, and there's going to be a lot of sadness and lost sleep. But it's not going to be right away, and there's going to be a lot of pushback, and if it is, it's going to be, I don't know if it's an age limit or different types of therapies, that kind of thing. He's like, oh, we're not in war, so we don't need to do A, B, and C. The therapies, we're not using that particular thing. It's like when they tore up the book on the pandemic. Oh, guess what? We have a pandemic, and now we need it. And we emptied that department. Something like that, where there's certain sections where they're not really useful, or people aren't using them as much, or there's some surplus. He's going to do that. But I don't feel when the next president comes in 2 or 3 years, which I feel like not 4, 2 or 3 years. I don't know why that is. They're going to replace all that. They're going to change that all completely. It'll be a Democrat in office, and they're going to replace that altogether. That's okay. Texas, splitting up of those poor children. They're going to be traumatized. Rachel Maddow in her tearful presentation last night. It's so sad. Who wants, they don't deserve that. Children don't deserve that. But that's happening now, I read. It's happening now. And Biden put in place those old Trump rules. So they've still been putting in these separated places. Could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm open to that. But what I do see is sections of those, like older children here, babies here, 2 years old over there. But I don't see a lot of adults there. I feel like they're kept very, I don't see how they could do that with the babies, which I don't think they are, but the 2 and 3, they have things there, toys, food, but they're so not understanding, and they rely on each other to, like, children relying on each other's, like in an orphanage kind of, where you just have to bond because you don't have any other choice because there's no adults that are taking care of you. Amnesty International, I feel like that's another thing I'm seeing there, that they're going to come and say that's, against human rights violation, international law. And I see the Texas border guards guarding it, like, you can't stop us. And I know they're not all mean or anything, but I feel like they're protecting that area. Like, you can't get in here and take them out or do anything different. Yeah, I don't see that changing. I'm sorry, guys. I hope it does. I do see people like random vigilantes going in, trying to get in there and do something like take it upon themselves to help these kids, without any government support. Just maybe there's a nonprofit or a group that goes in there and tries to support those children, helping them with whatever they need outside of the Border Patrol and the immigration. But I do know they're going to affirm or confirm or put into law the bill that they previously had last year, that the bipartisan bill that Trump said to his senators not to put forth for the immigration for the border. They're going to put that in. So there will be more money coming. There will be more money. There will be more organization. There'll be more judges, more court time, more border agents. That all will increase. So I don't see that the way it's set up will change. It'll be more sensitive because they'll have money to do it. More sensitive to these children and what they need. More psychologists, social workers, whatever it is. They're going to do that, or get them processed quicker, or have places for them to go, something like that. I think that's going to happen. So that's good. It feels good, but not till next year. So I'm just looking into Europe and the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, I think his name is. And according to what I just read, he asked for that vote because he saw the next vote not until next November, and he wanted to have a vote, and it's going to be in February because he's feeling like he's not getting support, and he wants to rally support, and he wants to get a different group. But it may be, somebody said I called it a kamikaze move, because it looks like the conservatives may take over. And so I'm going to look into that because I think he's center left leaning. And they have a big coalition. It's kind of like it is in Canada, where you have different parties. Not like the States, where it's a couple plus independents and Green Party. Up there, it's like a variety. So you have to work together, form a coalition between these different groups. And it's good because then you have to cooperate and find compromise. But it also is like this, where things change more rapidly depending on the... Germany, I feel immediately like... Sorry, my nose itches. Like a German, I know this is very on the nose, a German strudel, which isn't very sweet. I love them because German desserts are not too sweet, which is really good. It's got apples in it and it's rolled, but it's a strudel, and it feels really good. So because of that, right now, I feel like that's lush and it's not dried out. It doesn't feel really, feels a little heavy. I know some of the things that I read was that some of the parties want to release some of the funding for Ukraine, and there's fighting because they want to get rid of debt and yada, yada, yada. Same as like it is all over the world, in the States and everything, because we don't have money. Everybody's in debt. And so I see this strudel as being really hearty and good. So I don't feel like it's weak or anything. I don't feel short. It feels long. It feels solid. Like they have a lot of money in the bank. I don't know enough about Germany, but I'm just telling you the mood and the feeling I'm getting. In France, and its little macarons and meringues, they're less, they're smaller. But Germany feels solid. Italy is weak. They don't have a lot to show for, their economy. I feel like I'm looking at economies in general. That's what I'm thinking. Economies. Take it or leave it. It's today. I don't know, but these are what I'm seeing. Germany, and I think Belgium. Why do I see Belgium moving money around? I feel like they're moving money to show it this way, and I don't see a dessert. I just see them moving money here to go here. Like it's, but maybe they're better at than, it's like they're out of debt here, so they're paying this, and they're really kind of nervous. I don't feel good about that. Why is that the case? Italy is aware. They have lots of problems. Italy is already aware. France's economy is very meager. It feels like it needs a lot of help. and put a little water on it, and that little meringue is going to dissolve. It's still formed and everything, but and yeah, I feel like Spain is trying to prop up everybody. I have no idea about Spain's economy, but I feel like they are trying to prop up some of the other countries in Europe, Western Europe. Or maybe it's helping with resources like, I don't know if Spain has food or get any kind of other resources, natural resources, mining. I have no idea. But they're doing something to help. Yeah, I don't see Germany doing badly, though. But like right now, they're doing okay. So that's good. If people are worried because of the big changes with Trump and the tariffs and Ukraine and the war there, will it change anything with this chancellor change his relationship with Putin? Well, Putin is already that giant chocolate egg that I see him that's hollow, like a Fabergé egg, but it's got nothing inside. It's getting smaller and dissolving under the conveyor belt, chipping away. He got stronger after a while, so I think whatever he was sick with, he's gotten maybe into remission, and then, but it feels weak and thin. This chocolate feels very thin. Well, when Trump takes office, how is that going to affect everybody in Europe? I heard it's complicated because they aren't sure because they're all interrelated. You know, I'm seeing metal shipped, I'm seeing gas and oil, I'm seeing trains and ships, but it's like this big unknown. There isn't any way right now to know how it's going to go. So everybody in Western Europe is planning. They're like putting money in the bank, I see, or things away just in case. They're preparing in a lot of different ways. But Belarus and Russia are generally happy because they know they can manipulate him. Actually, the Middle East feels scared. I have no idea why. I mean, I know there's a lot of countries: Iran, Iraq, Syria, Israel, Palestine, Lebanon. I'm trying to think of all of them. Oh, all of a sudden Lebanon feels good. I don't know why that is. Okay. Pull some cards on how Europe will perceive. Yeah, so it's something is happening behind the scenes. They're nervous because they don't know what's happening. It's a mystery. It's a mystery right now because he is sneaky and he wants his own way. And Queen of Wands and Ten of Cups and Four of Swords. So they are planning this big, they want to use this opportunity to save. I see this as normally as a big family and everybody's getting along, everybody's good, and we have a lot of security. But I look at this as they are protecting themselves. We rally or circling the wagons. That's the feeling I got. And then we're going to lay low until we figure it out, until they know what he's going to do with these tariffs and how it's going to affect each one. It's almost like they're at the blocks, you know, when you're starting a race, they put their feet in the little blocks where your feet are, and they're waiting for the gun to go off, and then they're going to run. You guys take care. Until next time.